Number 20, Adam. Clark. Number 44.
So like we were saying, this is our first time ever doing a game together, and it shows. Did not have some levels turned up, so sorry about that. Hopefully the sound is coming through now. So again, 10th matchup between these two. Heat found out just how good Webb is last week. Tonight, with a win, Webb can lock in the #1 seed, and with a win, FCA, a massive upset win, FCA will still have postseason hopes. And you know, it's going to be a good game, but Webb is stacked. And John Buchanan, of course, Daniel Holcomb is out tonight with an injury, so Sonny Reed more than likely is going to end up getting the start at quarterback. And it's going to be tough for FCA, but not impossible. Nothing is impossible.
No, and FCA, you know, the two teams coming into this game with two completely different approaches. FCA is fighting.
And we're going to switch to get the coin toss.
The ball. I'll kick it this way. Kick that way. Put your backs over there. Gold, come over here. Gold won the toss and has elected to receive. Hey, get up in here, shake hands. Let's have a good game.
Webb is elected to receive the kick.
All right, so Shamar Frey, we're going to get our first taste of him tonight, of course. So throughout the years, throughout the seasons, or throughout the year, rather, great kick returns. We're going to take a break for the So Webb is setting up to receive the opening kickoff. Again, like I said, Isaiah and I have never called a game before. Spencer getting some well-deserved time off this weekend. So, of course, you'll have us tonight, and you'll have us in Knoxville tomorrow night for Tennessee School for the Deaf hosting Georgia School for the Deaf. Excited to do that game. I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend for sure.
Like we said, Webb elected to receive the opening kickoff. And so for Franklin Christian Academy, let's see who ends up kicking it away. Looks like it's going to be number 80. So he's going to get set up. And like we said, back deep to return. Number 6, one of the most dangerous return men in the MTAC. It's Shamar Frey. Let's see what he can do. Some great games going on across the state tonight. And we'll get you updates for those games throughout the evening. Of course, the Freedom Cowboys, 5-1, taking on Christian Community School, 7-0 up in White House.
That should be a really good game, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Line drive kick to Frey. Mishandles into the end zone. He's going to have to handle it because he touched it. He's going to have to return it, trying to find the right sideline. Spins back, reverses field, up the middle, making men miss, down at the 30-yard line.
Looks
got
like
a flag sitting on the 20-yard line.
Flag on the play.
We'll see what the call is. And we'll get the call from the official.
During the play, blocking the back, receiving team. Be 10 yards from the spot, first down, gold.
So the Webb School backed up a little bit, but that is where freshman Avante Harris, will come in. Of course, this is the first year Webb has not had a sitting quarterback. Greg Kilpatrick last year, Wes Watson a couple years before that, Mubarak Yaya before that. So, yeah, no, I wasn't, but that was his real name. So Harris in the shotgun, flanked on the right side, 1-by-2 formation. Takes the snap, throws, quick screen to the right for Frey. Frey's going to find the sideline and get brought down. Nope, going to get taken out of bounds. Looks like about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Avante Harris has been a huge surprise this season. With Kilpatrick leaving, you know, me and James had our thoughts in the offseason about this team, but every one of them has been proven wrong with their young leadership and their young leader and Avante Harris at the helm.
I missed on a few teams. I thought CCS would be about a 500 team. Obviously, they proved me wrong. Webb I didn't have doing really well, and so they've proved me wrong. South Haven I had doing better. They didn't do as well. So, but a few predictions still all right. So Harris is going to set up in the shotgun again. Man on his right. He's going to give it to that man. It's Onade, the senior, and he's going to get stuffed. Nothing doing. And Onade, nothing there. Really solid offensive line for the Webb School. Brandon Azar, Frank Lee.
Yeah, this defensive line for the Falcons so far has been playing fantastic against arguably the best offensive line in the MTAC right now. They just have so many threats up there, but the Falcons offensive line getting some penetration and getting in the backfield in the past two plays.
Yes, we have not had the clock running on the broadcast, so we will get that running and we'll get it caught up. I call out the mistakes we make. It's just that's a weakness of mine. Anyways, here we go. It's going to be third and very, very short. Harris takes the snap. Play fake to Onade. Rolls right. One-on-one with Jenkins. Jenkins makes his man. No, he didn't. Well, he did for a second. Now he breaks free. Jenkins got some space. Finds the sideline. And is going to be forced out of bounds.
Oh, that's a backbreaker if you're the Falcons. You finally get a stop in the backfield, but he makes some guys miss. And, again, we can't emphasize enough those great blocks on the outside. Frees Jenkins up for about a 30-yard gain and a first down for the Webb Feet.
Jenkins, a great game last week against the Tennessee Heat. Had an interception return for a touchdown. Jenkins, great job of just stepping up as the Webb School needs guys to step up across the board.
Yeah, it's been a strong receiver core so far. We've already seen passes to Jenkins and a pass to Frey. Both passes getting a big gain on the play, so that's Webb's strong suit.
And you can't forget about number 12, Niall Archer. He's always going to be a threat.
Absolutely not.
Webb, there's the give to Onade up the middle, and he's going to dive forward. Gain of about 8 on the play. Webb, of course, as you can see, in these good-looking gold uniforms. Kind of throwbacks. It's like their original gold uniform. That might be the original gold uniforms.
I think those jerseys are fresh. Those gold and blue. That is a
What would you think
mixture.
about gold pants with it? Would it be too much?
I think too much, yeah. I think you got to have a little bit of blue in there. It kind of blends it all together.
Right, especially with the blue helmet.
Yeah,
of course,
for sure.
FCA, their traditional white on blue helmets. Harris in the shotgun again. 2x1 or 1x2, however you want to look at it. Harris, bootleg, rolls right, looking for Frey and just missed him. Down about the 25-yard line, just past his hands. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
That would have been a 30-yard gun by the quarterback. He just missed Shamar Frey on the outside.
And he had his man burned. That looks like number 18, Asa Sheets.
And I feel like that's something we've been saying all season for the Webb School. Those receivers are so fast and can get open in the open field.
Buchanan, the junior for FCA, checks in here on 3rd down at linebacker. I'm excited to see Buchanan versus Onade tonight. I want to see a good collision there.
Yeah, John Buchanan not played a lot of defense this year, only 8 total tackles on the season, but was productive last year.
3-down lineman for FCA. It's an option. He's going to get the 1st down and a lot more down to the 35-yard line. 1st down, Feet.
And once again, a missed opportunity by the defense. Get him to another 3rd down, the second 3rd down of the drive so far, but another big gain on the ground.
And if you're Webb, yes, you're converting 3rd downs, but you're not staying ahead of the change. You're being forced to convert those 3rd downs. So if they can stay on 1st and 2nd down, of course, a quick offense here.
And especially if that Falcons offense gets going, you're going to need 1st and down production. Excuse me,
Hand
1st
off
and
there
2nd
to
down.
Frey. Frey up the middle. Frey with speed, brought down at the 15. Correction, that was number 10. Elijah Fouch with the run, with the carry. Fouch, a good second back up there to Frey.
Yeah, absolutely. They
And Onade.
Yeah. Onade has been so reliable this year.
Harris stays in the shotgun. He likes that. Fires over the hands of Archer. Incomplete. And that will bring up a 2nd down.
You know, when you rely on the pass games as much as the Webb School does, you're going to have those mishaps. But their deep ball possibilities has just been fantastic all year. But I'm just got to be honest, this Falcons defense is playing them harder than most of the teams they played this season so far.
And again, it's kind of the first drive, the first, second, third drive. Teams are kind of feeling out each other like boxers. First couple rounds, you don't really go hard unless you're maybe Conor McGregor or someone like that. But you know, you kind of feel out your opponent, and all of a sudden you can go in and start laying the licks. And you know, Webb and Heat played close last week for the first couple drives, and then Webb pulled away. So we'll have to see what happens here at Webb's home field. There's the handoff up the middle. Looks like that was Onade on the carry. And that'll bring up another 3rd down. So, yeah, this FCA defense definitely making stops as they need to.
Yeah, this secondary for FCA has been a little bit suspicious so far, but this front line has been holding their own against a super dominant line for the Webb School. And again, my former teammate Sam Nestor in the ball game at nose guard.
Checking in, let's see if he can spearhead something. Buchanan is on the field as well as Sonny Reed, the senior. Harris in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks, fires across the middle for Jenkins. Jenkins breaks free and into the end zone. Touchdown.
Jordan Jenkins just runs a simple route through the middle, gets the ball in the end zone, breaks free from Sonny Reed, touchdown Webb.
Let's see what they can do on the extra point conversion. Of course, Spoonie Sizemore, one of the coolest names in the MTAC, senior, looking to put another extra point through. Solid year.
Yeah, and for those of you watching, if you like what you see, you can go vote for him in our 8-man Extreme All-Star Game voting.
Yep, only 1 day remaining to vote. And you could just go to our Instagram. It's in our bio. Extra Point is good. It's in our bio. You can look on Facebook and Twitter at the post, and you can find the link. You can vote once per day, which, of course, would only be tomorrow, but with as many email addresses as you have. So go put your votes in for your favorite players. 8:30 remaining. Our clock is wrong. 8:30 remaining in the first quarter. Webb leads 7-0. And you're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. And, of course, it's brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology providers, TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Grace Point Healthcare, and Estate and Financial Strategies. Sizemore set to kick it away for Webb. Back deep to return. Well, it's not going to get back deep to him. It's going to drop at about the 25-yard line and get touched by Webb.
Oh,
and
he
got
had
the
that
ball.
in mind. Yep.
Frey shot down like a bullet.
I think Sizemore did that on purpose. They put Shamar Frey on the outside, kind of squibbed it to the 25-yard line. Just said, we're going to put the fastest guy on the team out there to go recover that ball. Didn't slip up. Went both hands over that bouncing ball, secured it. First down, Webb within the 20.
And Asa Sheets was the closest man to it. I don't know if he was thinking punt situation. Sometimes it's confusing between kickoffs and punts. But he did not touch it on kickoff. If the kickoff team touched it, it's fair game.
Shamar Frey is just incredibly fast, though. It's hard to be faster than him in that situation.
1st and 10. Speak of the devil. He's in motion. Jet sweep to the left, trying to find the corner. Has it into the end zone. Touchdown.
Back-to-back plays for Shamar Frey.
And Webb makes it a 13-0 game. See if we can't get this score update for y'all.
Shamar Frey is just one of those energy players. It seems like his motor never ends. He can play an entire 4 quarters, go full speed, still the fastest guy on the field in the 4th quarter no matter what. Just an energy guy.
Snap, set, kick, good. Webb takes the 14-0 lead quickly in the 1st quarter. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Set to kick it away again is Sizemore. 2nd kickoff in about 2 minutes, and now it's an onside. Sizemore tried to baseball slide in to recover it, but FCA will fall on it. And so we'll see the Falcons offense for the first time tonight, led by senior Sonny Reed.
Man, Spoonie Sizemore has so much energy. He just gets that team electrified. Every time he gets a good kick, his team really revolves around him. But it's going to be interesting to see how this Falcon offense responds to 2 quick touchdowns without a single offensive play.
Some other games happening tonight, of course. Like we mentioned, Freedom Cowboys traveling to Christian Community. Cowboys 5-1 from Huntsville, Alabama. Of course, the Colts sitting at 7-0. That matchup is in White House at May Flanders Field. We'll get you scoring updates from there. Also, you got Riverside Christian Academy hosting the Tennessee Heat as Frey jumps offside. And speaking of which, we've got a scoring update from Riverside Christian Heat.
For a snap. Offsides, defense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Like I said, Riverside hosting the Tennessee Heat. And Brandon Goolsby, the sophomore quarterback, rushing touchdown. They take the lead 6-0 over Riverside Christian. And the other game, well, there's just no other game happening tonight. We were wrong about FCS and Swanee. Reed breaks free and forced out of bounds at the 40. I could have promised you he was going to get brought down at the 45.
Oh, for sure. He was caught in the backfield, but slipped that tackle and immediately made it to the 2nd level. His speed is hard to stop.
Sonny Reed stepping up in place of the injured Daniel Holcomb.
He just brings a different dimension than Holcomb.
Right.
Holcomb is that pocket passer. He'll get it done through the air. With Sonny, you don't get as much of that, but you have running backs like speed and a guy who can throw the ball.
Exactly.
It's just a
and
completely
as good
different
as Sonny
team.
Reed is, it's still weird to see someone from FCA wearing number 9 not named Eitz. It's still a couple years later, and it's still taking some getting used to. Reed takes the snap, give to Buchanan, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. nothing doing there, and looked like Bart Morton on the play.
You have to make sure you're not getting discouraged in that situation because you're playing against an incredible line. Those kind of plays are going to happen. The only response you can do is set back up and get ready for second down.
Exactly.
Because it's going to be an uphill fight until they can get some leverage in this game.
And at some point, you've got to figure out, can you run the ball on Webb? And if not, do you need to start thinking about airing the ball out and kind of opening up the defense a little bit? Man in motion. Reed on the keeper to the left. He'll get back up to the 45, gain of about a yard, but it's still going to be 3rd and 15.
And although every team has their things, a lot of teams have had trouble finding major weaknesses in this Webb defense. They have a strong secondary and a strong starting line. So FCA is going to need to find a weakness in this defense and find it quick, or else they're not going to be able to get any production on offense.
You know, you don't want to count out Lancaster Christian, of course, with having being locked in for the playoffs. You don't want to count out the Tennessee Heat, who, if you did not hear the breaking news last night from Spencer, the Heat are in the playoffs. They are locked in for the number 2 seed, with Lighthouse Christian not being eligible for the postseason due to a player transfer, and they needed that player. So Heat are locked into the number 2 seed. You don't want to count out Lancaster and the Heat.
Timeout.
And we'll finish this thought
White.
after this
First time
timeout.
charge of the half.
You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider, Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way, TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, and Ward Marketing. Third and about 15 coming up for FCA. We get your stop. There's actually 6:25 on your first quarter play clock, so we'll get that fixed. Reed takes the snap, bootleg, rolls right, looking, fires, incomplete, no call on the play, and it's 4th and 15.
Oh, that Webb defense didn't fall for it at all. That bootleg play is when they're the defensive ends and linebackers are overcommitting on that inside run. When Sonny Reed pulls it out, the defensive end and linebackers are waiting for him on the bootleg, and it was practically he was trying to get 2 guys open against an entire wall of 8 defenders.
So it'll bring up a 4th and 15.
It's an interesting look. It looks like Buchanan's staying out, so the offense is going to remain on the field.
Yeah, and at 14-0 with only 6:16 left in the first quarter, I mean, you can't just punt and you know,
it depends on how much you trust your punter in the
call
situation.
the dogs in.
You could try to pin him deep, but I mean, this offense has been so dominant. You have to get some
I think you try it here.
Yeah.
I think you try it. Solid off defensive line, out of the reach of Reed. Reed fires, ball's in the air, batted down by Frey.
Man, he was wide open, but just dropped the ball. Good pursuit by Frey, but I mean, that man was wide open in the middle of the field. For Sonny Reed, he probably should have put a little bit more on that ball instead of lobbing it up to him. Probably thought he was more open than he was.
And that man was Davis Carpenter, one of the Carpenter boys.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Bennett Logan, playing way back in the day.
Is
Now
he the
Bennett,
next legend? We'll find
all
out.
right, he's a sophomore. He's part of a solid sophomore class for FCA, and you know if they're gonna rebuild and get back to the level that they've been before, they're going to have those younger players stick around because they lost a lot of seniors last year, and so you've got to have guys to replace that. 1st and 10 for Webb. Harris in the shotgun, 2-by-1 formation, flanked on his right, and we'll get flags in the backfield. Might be delay of game. Let's get the call.
4 snap, delay of game, offense, number 14, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So it'll move them back 5 yards. Already 15 penalty yards here for the Webb School.
Yeah, and that might be an issue for them, but I mean, they've played very smart all season, but it is different having a freshman in there that hasn't been in this situation until this year. But only time will heal this issues for them.
Well, and it plays into the thought that I had before the timeout. Here's Harris in the shotgun looking, stays in the pocket, fires, intercepted! Intercepted! That's number 18, Asa Sheets, brought down at the 40. Let's get a replay if we can.
He was all over that ball, but it looked like you had a receiver open. As you watch it on your screen, the second receiver from the bottom, number 80, wide open, but tries to string it out, tries to get more yardage, and it's picked off.
Looked like he was trying to go for number 81, Corbin Whitney. So a great play by Sheets.
And what confuses me is that he had number 80, Jamison Brown, in the flats, wide open, but he tried to drill it for some extra yards.
But you can't discredit Harris, though. Good job staying in the pocket, looking, went through his reads. Now he made the wrong read, but he still didn't panic like a freshman and take off with the ball. And you know,
and that
possibly do
offensive
more
line.
damage. Hand off to Buchanan up the middle, nothing. That's big old Brandon Azar there. Frank Lee, another senior.
And it really helps if you're a freshman quarterback to get acclimated with the game, to have that offensive line that they have. I mean, it's almost to the backyard football level where you just kind of wait for your receivers to get open.
Exactly. Great play there by the Falcons defense. Boy, I am terrible at that clock. Dadgummit, man. Oh, well. So that's going to be a second down and about 11 yards to go. They've got to get Buchanan going. Right now he's in there. No, he's on the sidelines. You're right, he's on the sidelines. Reed in the shotgun, man in motion, almost for a crackback. Reed rolls right, dropped. Almost made his man miss, but he didn't. That was Onade with the tackle.
Emmanuel Onade just breaking through that offensive line and finding him in the backfield. These play actions and reads are not fooling this defensive line at all. Every time this play action or play action rollout or quarterback tuck, it's not working because this defense can read all over it.
Exactly.
This is a very, very tested defensive line. Been around. A lot of players have been playing for a long time. They've seen it all.
And that defense for FCA, of course, long-time assistant Shaka Hill heading up that defense. She's always got the signature frayed towel in the back. I don't think I've ever seen him without that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I've never seen him without it.
I saw it on his head one time.
Right, I have too. Reed in the shotgun by himself, and we're going to get a timeout here. Let's get the call.
Out, White. That's the second time charge timeout of the half.
So 3:56 to go here in the first quarter. We're going to step aside. You're watching thekingdom.com Extreme. Falcons offense coming back out. Looked like Webb was going to bring the house on 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16. And so FCA decided to regroup. Reed back, fires deep, overshot his man.
And he was open,
that was
too.
Carpenter open again. Reed just overshot him.
He had two-step. But that's a confident pass by Sonny Reed. Only been the quarterback for a couple weeks, but that was a confident throw. And if you're FCA, you like what you see with him taking that shot.
Exactly.
Because he was open.
Exactly. And you wonder at what point do you try to get John Buchanan out in the flat maybe and maybe make a pass.
John Buchanan, I think, could be really, really effective in that screen game. But I don't know if I trust that offensive line against that defensive line to defend that screen pass and open up some holes for the flats.
Of course, that defensive line with 3 options at nose tackle. You've got Azar, Lee, and also Cole Zadusky up the middle. Reed, fire. Speaking of the screen pass, screens to Buchanan. Buchanan trying to make man miss, and he's going to get stopped with forward progress on the Webb side of the 50.
As I was saying, I think it's a good play call, but again, when he's getting tackled, you see the 3 culprits standing behind the defenders. That's the 3 offensive linemen there. So I think they're really going to have to figure out some ways to take this defensive line out of the picture and get some outside productivity.
And I think the score operator stopped it at 3:20. Should have stopped it probably at 3:30. But there is 3:20 remaining here in the first quarter. Of course, Webb leading 14-0. 2 quick scores right off the bat, a touchdown on the opening drive, a quick kickoff recovery, a deep kickoff recovery, and then a quick touchdown run for Frey. Harris by himself in the shotgun, drops, fires out into the flat to Jenkins. Jenkins makes his man miss. Across the 45, 40, 35, down at the 32-yard line. First down, Webb.
Yeah, and that's a heck of a block by Shamar Frey, but it looks like there's a little situation going on. Looks to be resolved. Helmet came off.
Yes, we were muted that entire time.
Hey,
So-
we got to learn to have life without Spencer at some
Exactly,
point.
dude. Spencer, we give him a hard time. But
Why is there
Spencer,
13 seconds on the clock?
There's something up with the clock. There technically should be about 44 seconds. Ball is down, and it's going to get picked up about the 15-yard line.
They almost lost that recovery.
Exactly. No, we give Spencer a hard time, but that dude does so much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the broadcasts, you still can't really appreciate everything he does. And
Yeah, if Spencer had never come along, it would just be me and James on an app called Discord on our cell phones.
Exactly. Well, no, I was on Blog Talk Radio. I don't know. We might have figured out.
Talk Radio.
We might have figured out. We might have figured out how to live stream on an iPhone, which is what we did last year. 1st and 10. They're going to go I formation. Reed is under center. Buchanan in the backfield. Pitch to him to the left, and nothing doing. He's going to pick up.
Oh, he fought for some yards.
Maybe a yard or two on the second effort.
See, this is not a lack of effort by the backs. This is just the offensive line getting outmatched by this Webb defensive line so far.
And so that will be the end of the first quarter somehow. I think some extra time ran off the clock.
Yeah.
But this will be the end of the first quarter. Your score, Webb 17. Get you some updates, of course, from Christian Community School hosting the Freedom Cowboys. Last update, they're in the second quarter, and it is scoreless.
That's interesting.
Freedom, they're giving CCS might not be undefeated at the after tonight. Handoff up the middle.
Oh, he's fighting. That's a strong run right there.
That was number 30, Andy Reed.
Andy Reed
with the pickup.
That was a strong run on the play. But again, if CCS drops, would that mean that
well, in division they're still undefeated.
But nationally ranked, would Freedom jump into the playoff picture for the Nationals?
Well, I would think that no, because they still have a loss. I would think what that would do to CCS, of course, they've been number one the whole season. I would think that would drop CCS probably out of the top 10, because the top 10 teams for NAPS, there's Reed rolling out on a bootleg, chased by Onade, throws it up, looking for his man, and hits the ground. Almost intercepted.
That's where you got to make the baseball outfield call out. I got it.
That was number 7, Henry Moore.
That was a miscommunication by the defense, but
Exactly.
that could have been a huge pitch. Or, excuse me, a huge pick.
And it's still 8-6. Riverside leads the Tennessee Heat. Of course, we'll try to keep you updated on both of those games. But, yeah, in terms of the NAPS, I would assume that CCS would probably drop out of the top 10, because the top 10 for them are undefeated. And then the NHSA, they take the losses in stride. They say,
well, again, 1 minute ago, as we got a punt going on here, The Cowboys punted, and Brooks Pugh took it to their 20-yard line, so we might have a score coming up.
That punt's going to get outside the 45 to the 46 and a half.
That was a good punt. That was not a bad punt at
solid
all.
punt from Sonny Reed. And that'll bring Avante Harris back out onto the field. That would definitely be an interesting situation because, of course, the Webb School played Middle Tennessee Christian earlier this year and lost. And some people consider it a loss on their record. We don't. We consider it an exhibition game.
Yeah.
And so to
I'd say overall you can count it as a loss, but if you're counting it as putting
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think it's just different. I think it's just different.
I mean, if you maybe play another 8-man school and you're playing 11-man against each other, maybe, but, you know, Onade up the middle, handoff, making men miss with speed, breaks one tackle, Reed in pursuit. Oh, can't break the second. Onade dropped inside the 15.
How reliable has Onade been this season? Breaking free. He's had big rushes all game. He had that touchdown, except it was called back for a block in the back, but they still got a field goal out of it. Just a strong back.
See if I can't get the replay on this.
Yeah, they had
haven't used a whole bunch of replays.
Strong pursuit by sophomore Sonny Reed to take him, Andy Reed to take him down. He's going to be a big piece in the future for
Andy Reed
FCA.
Barely making the stop on the backside of that play.
I think Andy Reed is this team's future.
Harris, deep throw, incomplete.
Oh, that was nice coverage by the QB.
Looking for Jenkins in the back left corner. Incomplete pass. Bring up second down. And again, a loss for Christian Community would definitely be interesting.
Yeah, it really
it's not.
would
It wouldn't be a division loss.
As far as national rankings go, because Freedom is 6th ranked in the nation right now. They need to get into the top 4 to get into that championship conversation. But right now they're in 6th.
Gold. Timeout, Gold. First of the half.
And we're going to get a timeout by the Webb School. 10:22 to go in the second quarter. Webb leads the FCA Falcons. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Kingdom.com, the Ministry Technology. Well, let me make sure I got that right. The Ministry Technology providers, Grace Point Healthcare, Modern Medicine the Old-Fashioned Way, TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, and Ward Marketing and Advertising. Harris in the shotgun by himself. Snaps over his head. Bad snap. He's going to pick it up. Roll. He's at the 35 trying to direct traffic. Throws. End zone fray. Touchdown.
Oh, wow. I missed that. Oh, my gosh. How did he complete that pass?
Let's see if we can't get a replay.
Oh, I missed the catch.
A good block on the backside. Good block on the backside of the play.
That was a hard. I'm
See,
sorry. I missed the catch because I was
that hit.
I thought it was incomplete.
Nope, he caught it.
Wow.
Frey caught it.
That is
Let's
incredible.
see if we can't look one more time. Look at this block.
I was distracted by that hit. Look.
Let's get this kick from Sizemore real quick, and we'll switch back.
That was a nasty hit.
Snap. Set from Fouch. Kick. No good. Bad snap.
Back-to-back bad snaps on the play.
Well, they're going to call offside on it.
Well, the defense is headed to the sideline. They got to.
Nope, they're going to have to come back.
Force snap. Offsides. Defense. Re-kick.
We're going to do it again.
FCA trying to make a substitution on the backside of the play.
If you've had back-to-back bad snaps, do you go under center and try to go for it here on the 1?
No. Sizemore's still your guy. Frey shifts to the left side of the formation. Snap. set, kick, good.
It's another
Fouch
muff
got
snap.
it down. Yeah, another high snap. Fouch got it down. And let's look at that replay again. Harris, watch this block right here. It's on. Oh, man, what a hit.
That kind of hit will put fear in your opponent.
See if we can't see it
that's a clean hit, but man.
Boom, and he's on the sideline. That's 12 for FCA. See if I can't get that number. That's Woodard, 6'4", 185. What a hit from Archer.
And that's the identity Webb has gotten used to this season, of those hard-hitting big guys, 1 through 8. They're going to smack you in the mouth.
Well, they can be kind of flashy with Frey and Onade and Jenkins, but then they can be hard-hitting as well, and that's something that's really key.
It's crazy with a team with kind of, I guess you could say, a turnover of identity, being able to adapt that kind of culture around here.
Kick from Sizemore. It's deep, and it'll roll out of bounds.
Kickoff goes out of bounds.
And it'll bring the ball up to, let's see if it brings up, let's see if we can get the call.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball placed on the 35-yard line. First down, White.
So FCA taking the advantage of the Webb miscue, another penalty.
I've always wondered, for teams that have a dangerous return man, if you know that they're going to accept that penalty and take it on the 35, why you don't just kick it straight out of bounds.
Let's get you an update from White House. Christian Community, Nathaniel Rowley, 11-yard pass to Brooks Pugh. 2-point conversion is good. CCS takes an 8-0 lead over the Freedom Cowboys, game still in the second quarter. There's a snap to Reed, give to Buchanan. He's got a truck-size hole, and it closes quickly with a gain of maybe 1 on the play. Looks like Azar lost his helmet. He's going to have to head off the field.
So lead the field for one play.
And that's not a huge shot to Webb. Of course, like I said, you've got Cole Zadusky, you've got Frank Lee that can come in.
No, Azar has been one of my favorite linemen to watch this season, but if they're going to lose at one position, it's going to be that line.
Exactly.
They can reload.
And if you want to see Brandon Azar or any of your favorite players in the 2018 Extreme All-Star Game, go vote. Link is on our Instagram bio, and you can find it on our Twitter and Facebook as well. Hand off to Buchanan up the right side. Tries to find a hole. Still fighting for yards across the 40. Down at the 43-yard line. Power run by John Buchanan brings up a 3rd and 4.
John Buchanan really reminds me of Dion Lewis for the Titans. He's 6'4", 185 pounds. Doesn't seem to be the biggest guy, but he's a bruiser. He's fast, and he can get lost in those holes.
You got to wonder, with a bigger offensive line, would he have a little more success, or is it good to have a smaller offensive line?
I think he works well with a quick offensive line. I think an offensive line that can explode off the ball and get their blocks, because he'll be gone in the blink of an eye.
End of the first quarter, Riverside Christian leads the Tennessee Heat 8-6. And that was originally a potential matchup for the MTAC Bowl, but now with the Heat clinching the number 2 seed, Reed, play fake, keeps it up the middle, not going to get the necessary yardage. And it looks like he's still about 2 yards short.
I say you go for it here. You got to get some kind of momentum here. The clock is moving. You got 8 minutes left in the second quarter, and you're in a 3.5 touchdown deficit. You have to go for it. This game could turn around in the wrong direction if you can't get some momentum here.
They're going to call it 4th and 4. And they're huddling up. Let's see what they come out with.
And you can tell what kind of offense they're going to run when Buchanan's in there, so I'm sure they're going for it.
I formation. Reed's going to go under center. Can't tell who that is at fullback. Like you said, Buchanan back there dotting the I. Reed takes the snap. Gives to Buchanan. Left side. Massive hole. First down across the 50, 45, 40. Down at the 34-yard line. First down, Falcons.
I love that play call. They run up in, they start out in the I formation and kind of run a power O sort of run down the middle to the left side, hit that one hole, take it to the defense. The line creates just big enough of a hole for Buchanan to break free with a 26-yard rush down to Webb's 34-yard line for a first down. That's the biggest play for FCA this game so far.
Isaiah, your Cadillac's pretty good size. I think you could have driven through that hole.
Oh, definitely. And
for all the doubts we have about that FCA offensive line, that was a good play.
I don't know what FCA did to get that massive hole, but they got to keep up the recipe, and they'll get some production on offense.
Maybe if I got better with the replay, we could see.
Again, a pretty nice-sized hole. He's going to get about 3 yards.
That'll bring up a third down and about 7 yards to go. Second down. They had already changed the yard marker.
And when you're in a game like this, if you're the Falcons, you're not trying to be flashy. You're not trying to get that 50-yard dump. You're trying to slow this game down and play it how you want to play it, where you're comfortable playing it. This is still a close game. Still
2 scores away from the mercy rule.
Although we do have 30 minutes left to play in this game of clock time.
Right.
So they have plenty of time to make up that. That's 3 touchdowns right there.
Reed in the shotgun. They're tight.
Yeah.
Reed takes the snap, looks, fires deep, overthrew his man, but a flag on the play.
Man, they stacked that box.
Looks like he had Showa looking for Showa, overthrew him. But they might get FCA for holding. Let's see.
Got holding, defense, number 12. That's 10 yards from the previous spot. Result of the penalty is a first down.
Wow, and a holding call on Webb.
Yeah, when they stacked that box, that was smart by Coach Adams. They stacked that box, and you saw how that Webb defense just squeezed in. The speed of those, although you don't see a lot of big plays from these receivers for the Falcons, they are quick. And when they run that bootleg-style route and get their tight ends out, moving away from the strong side, you can see a lot of open passes as they did.
8th grade William Bador in at D tackle. Reed to the left side has this corner knocked out of bounds at the 5. That'll be a first down. And FCA getting a drive going. Of course, Webb putting in some reserves. Brandon Nazar was out on that play, as well as Frank Lee. So Webb trying to get some guys some playing time.
I wouldn't even consider
FCA
reserves.
taking advantage of it.
I wouldn't even consider the Webb guys reserves because they have so many. They have about 6 or 7 guys on that defensive line that could start at any team in this MTAC. But because
in this MTAC?
Excuse me, in the MTAC. But
we have to give each other a hard time.
Yeah, but because they have so many threats, it allows them to be able to say, you guys are going to rotate through the next 5 plays.
Exactly.
So it keeps everybody fresh, and a lot of times you'll see linemen will get tired and not be able to hold their own in the 3rd and 4th quarter. This makes it possible so that doesn't happen.
FCA is going to go I formation. Nestor's the center. Reed hands it to Buchanan to the left side, and FCA's in for a touchdown. John Buchanan making another statement and making another case as to why he should make it into the 2018 Extreme All-Star Game.
Yeah, John Buchanan with over 700 rushing yards, 9.3 yards per carry, and 17 touchdowns on the year. He's been very productive on offense and getting 8 tackles on defense. He's been statistically their strongest player this season, and it's fun to watch.
Well, we got a celebration there. And it's impressive that FCA, of course, just scored on the Webb starters. Of course, they've been out for a couple plays, but they did score on the starters.
Yeah.
I just kicked the replay.
I would consider their second string the starters, and I was saying that earlier. But
Reed takes the snap, bootleg, rolls right, looking. He's going to keep it and go in. 2-point conversion is good. FCA has made it a 24-8 ball game. We're going to step aside for just a moment. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. It's brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider, Grace Point Healthcare, Modern Medicine the Old-Fashioned Way, TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, as well as Ward Marketing and back here at Lagler Field. FCA, excuse me, FCA. Oh, good kick. Fouch had a hard time handling it. Tosses it back to Frey. Frey up the middle. Finds the left side. He's got speed. You are not going to catch one of the fastest kick returners in the conference. Touchdown, Webb School. And Frey's only a junior.
Yeah, hopefully we got a replay on that play.
Well, let's see if we got it.
I'm
terrible with this replay.
I just thought it was funny that the guy who received the ball pitched it back to Frey because he knew he was going to score on that play.
There we go. Let's see. See if we can't restart it right. Yeah, let's see. Wait a second.
Sizemore in to attempt the extra point.
There you go. Well,
yeah,
that
that's
was
about all we got.
That was him on the backside, just blazing past. Looks like Dooley and Carpenter.
Man, Shamar Frey has Olympic speed, and he's showing it on display.
And the extra point is good.
Extra point is good.
5:47 to go in the second quarter. Webb leads FCA 31-8. Let's go. Back here at the Webb School. Sizemore kicks it away. Deep kick. And it will go into the end zone.
Yeah, it looks
They'll
like
have
they're
to
going
bring
to
it
let
up for a touchback.
Yeah, so this offense will take it at the 20 and try to march 80 yards after a really good drive. But, I mean, the drive practically gets erased after bad special teams against one of the best returners in the conference. That's frustrating if you're the offense.
You know, and, of course, it's in you guys' hands who goes to the All-Star game. And if you would like to vote, you can go to our Instagram bio, find the link. You can go to our Facebook and Twitter. We have posts with the link in it. But let's say Shamar Frey ends up at the All-Star game. Let's say Preston Sloan from the Heat ends up at the All-Star game. 3 or 4 kick returns for touchdowns. That would be exciting.
Yeah, it really would be a lot of speed out there.
And we're going to get a false start here on FCA.
Before a snap, false start, number 30 offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
If they're on the same team in back to kick return, both of them,
I'm
kicking it out of bounds and taking any penalty the ref
No,
wants to give
I want
me.
to see one-on-one. I want to see one-on-one team, one on the other, to be honest. And there's to be fair, there's Buchanan on the left side, and he's going to get brought down at the 25-yard line. Bring up about a third down. Let's see if he changed it. Did he change it?
No, it's going to be second down.
Second down and about 5 yards to go. To be honest, there's a lot of great kick returners in the MTAC. But those two have to be two of the fastest. Yeah.
And you know what's interesting?
Along with John Trahan, maybe.
Yeah, so because 8-man is 8 men instead of 11, you have a lot more space on the field. So I would even make an argument that 8-man football has similarities to soccer. With those guys returning the kicks that are soccer players, it's natural to go to the outside and break free.
Well, I don't know if Sloan's a soccer player, but
well, I'm saying
read with the keeper to the left, makes a man miss, and he'll have the first down. Hops out of bounds. And again, I am terrible at the clock.
And I'm saying that in the case of Shamar Frey and a lot of other guys in the league who are tremendous kick returners. That's where soccer players can immediately find a role on an 8-man team, is that kick return.
That or kicker.
Yeah, very true.
There's been a lot of great soccer players
or even
at kicker.
Kick blocker, for that matter.
True.
I mean, goalie.
True. Play on the offensive line a little bit. A lot of offensive linemen are great at goalie.
Yeah, soccer
Perfect
players are
example,
just scrappy.
Tanner Sturgis now playing soccer for the Welch College.
Well, yeah. Soccer players are quick, and this is a quick game.
Reed in the shotgun tries to make him jump. Good job by FCA to not jump. Reed takes the snap. Right side, has room, has space. Trying to find the corner with Jenkins, and he'll get forced out of bounds by Frey. But a massive first down gain there by senior Sonny Reed.
FCA has been so impressive this quarter. They're able to move the offense against this hounding Webb defense.
Let's see if I can get the replay. Let's see if we can get the replay right there. There you go, looking for the corner, trying to get the corner on Jenkins, and Frey comes out of nowhere and makes the hit, forces him out of bounds.
Yeah, Sonny Reed has been a huge surprise for the Falcons this year, but he has been their impact player. And
right there, look, bootleg, takes off, bam.
Yeah, and it looks like they got a new guy in quarterback. Looks
Sonny
like
Reed looks like
it looks like Zach Dooley behind center.
Sonny Reed, they're giving him a breather. Big hit on the sideline there.
Again, he's like a running back in a way. He needs a breather.
Dooley gives it to Buchanan, and oh no! He's not stuffed. Reverses field, finds space, trying to get the corner. Makes one man miss. What a stiff arm. Buchanan down the sideline. Forced out of bounds by Frey. What a run by John Buchanan.
I hope we got a replay on that one.
Isaiah, it's Christmas time. Here you go.
Man, he
Look,
made about
stopped.
10 guys miss. There are only 8 guys on the field, but I think he made 10 guys miss. He completely reversed field on that play.
I would go with 10.
He probably
maybe 11.
Maybe 10.
Look at this.
10
Look at
guys
this. Look at
brushed
this.
off.
He was
1,
stopped
2, 3, 4,
there, bam, and burst out to the outside.
5, 6. That's 6 just from the replay that we got.
John Buchanan. Only a junior.
The sky's the limit for that kid.
The snack from Reed. Snap from Reed. Up the middle. Short gain. And that's going to bring up a third down.
I think it'll be second down.
Well, it is second down. He changes that down marker fast.
Yeah.
I could also look at the scoreboard.
Oh, this is one of the only teams I've seen that actually uses that part of the scoreboard. Yeah.
Of course, we're going to get a little bit longer halftime for y'all with homecoming happening tonight. It's supposed to happen against Lancaster, but due to weather, they had to move it to tonight. Folks, in the top left corner of your screen, you'll see our logo, but it's a little bit different. And it is the red and blue is replaced by pink, and that's because for the month of October, we're proud to bring awareness and to honor those afflicted by breast cancer awareness. We're trying to bring awareness to it.
Yeah, my grandmother and aunt are both breast cancer survivors, so it hits close to home for me.
My pastor's wife.
Play game, number 9, offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
My pastor's wife growing up, some close friends of mine, their grandmother had breast cancer, and of course we found out earlier this week that FCA defensive coordinator Shaka Hill, his mom, has breast cancer, and so our thoughts and prayers with his family. It's a topic very close to us, and it touches a lot of people. Here's a handoff to Reed to the left side, nothing doing at the 20. And that will bring up the third down. But
breast cancer is a disease that's affected everybody. Everybody at this game right now.
For the month of October, we're very proud, and we're very thankful to Mr. Ken Maynard from the Main Idea. He handles all of our logo, all of our graphics, and so he was able to change our 8 for us. We like. I think we should do. We might do shirts.
Oh,
maybe do proceeds. I don't know. We'll
I
think
was
about it.
I was actually talking about that as well. I think that would be really interesting
give
to
the proceeds.
Give out. Yeah.
Find a good solid.
Exactly.
Good solid organization, but yeah, we're very proud for the month of October to bring awareness and to honor those afflicted by that disease. Third down, Reed takes the snap, looking, got his man Carpenter, passes incomplete, no flag.
Just lost grip of that ball, went up for it, was in a good position, and it was a strong pass by Sonny Reed, but just dropped the ball on the play. That'll bring up fourth down for this offense that's been having a good drive, but just that penalty, I'm telling you, it's a killer, especially for these young teams.
Carpenter is definitely going to be a great weapon, maybe even next year with Daniel Holcomb coming back for his senior year. If he comes back, it's going to be a great weapon that he can look for, along with other young players.
And once he grows a little bit more, those Carpenter brothers are going to be a huge influence on him.
Here you go.
Yeah, look at that was a great dart. He had him open, but the hit jarred it loose.
Is that pass interference?
Oh, look, they're sacking the box again. We might.
There's the handoff. No, Reed's going to keep it and get stuffed.
Oh, I don't know about that. couldn't really tell what they were trying to do there. It seemed like probably the line stepped up a little bit, and when Sonny Reed did the play action, he was in front. Seems to be a lot of issues going on with the clock right now.
See what we've got here.
Reset the clock to 1:45, please.
So they're going to put a little more time on the clock, another 10 seconds.
So 14 minutes and 50 seconds.
There we go.
There we go.
Got it. 31-8. Webb School leads FCA. Harris is going to be in the shotgun by himself.
They got trips left and a man to his right. Really, really spreading it out here.
Three-man offensive line. Let's see how they hold up 3-on-3. There's a snap, and then we'll get a false start. I think that's what the call is going to be.
Pre-snap fraction, number 54, the center of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And Webb being sloppy here in the first half. Of course, they're playing a team that's not as good, but still, when you play someone like, and of course, you know, it really didn't cost them against Lancaster, but you play someone like CCS maybe.
Yes,
and that's going to come back to bite you because every mistake, and CCS makes mistakes too. So it's really going to be a game of who makes the fewer mistakes. Pass out to Archer on the left side. He's got speed, trying to get the corner, and he's going to get forced out of bounds.
Are they going to give him the
not
first?
enough for the first down, I don't think. I think he was a couple yards shy. Get you an update from Fayetteville. 2:39 to go in the second quarter. Riverside Christian has scored. They have a 16-6 lead over the Heat.
Wow,
So
that's
the Heat,
interesting.
The Heat, a potential or a playoff team, not a potential playoff team right now, locked into the number 2 seed. Riverside's going to be in the the bowl game, MTAC Bowl, and they could. I would consider that to be an upset.
It would
if they
be
beat
by
Heat.
tier. It would be an upset. That would be a really interesting storyline if they can pull this one out.
Harris in the shotgun, flanked on his right, takes the snap, rolls right, throws, missed Frey on the sideline. And that'll bring up a third down.
We would have put a little bit more sauce on that ball and gotten it, but maybe 2 yards more within the. Excuse me. I'm going to start that sentence over. If he put a little bit more juice on that ball and got it to him quicker before he was going out of bounds, that probably would have been a completed pass. But again, you got a freshman back there. The only time will fix these minor issues that he's dealing with.
Now we talk about Riverside Christian being in the MTAC Bowl, and their opponent will actually be determined next week when Sacred Heart travels to Bowling Green. Warriors Knights.
That
and
could be
the winner
the game
of that
of the year.
That could be a very, very good game. Tanner Brown, the senior quarterback, versus Jake Keel, the freshman. We've got a freshman here. Harris fires over the middle, and he misses his man.
That's just a
Jenkins that he was going for.
Jenkins
and it's fourth down.
Jenkins has had a great game, but that's just a drop.
Get you an update from White House at halftime. Colts lead the Cowboys 8-0.
Wow.
Good game. The Cowboys taking the Colts to the wire here in the first half.
You know what my prediction was for that game.
No,
and I am off.
What was it?
44-20.
Hey, it could open up in the second half.
It could be a similar score, like fractionally wise, but it is not going to be that high scoring as of right now.
Snap. They're going to get the punt away and back deep. He's going to let it roll. That's Sheets letting it go, and Frey will get down and touch it at around the 26-yard line.
Is Spoonie their kicker or punter? Excuse me.
Henry Moore handles punts for the Webb School. Shout out to longtime Webb coach David Forrest. That little tidbit. You never know who you get to hang out with in the press box. Always great to see. And tonight it's David Forrest. Been around the block a couple times. Been there, got that, and been there, done that, got that T-shirt. Gave it to Goodwill, got a couple more T-shirts. He's been through the cycle for a minute. So 2 great games going on in Fayetteville and White House. And, of course, to be honest, we have a great game here for you from Bell Buckle.
And it's another opportunity to say that.
Reed,
Just
Brandon
swallowed
Azar.
up. Just swallowed
Wow.
up.
Sorry about that, guys. Brandon Azar said, "No, sir, I'm hungry," and Reed got taken down in the backfield.
Webb are what I consider the silent killers. You know, if you didn't have a scoreboard and you were watching this game, it would seem like a close game. But this 3.5 touchdown lead for Webb, they're the silent killers. You know, they silently blow you out, and that's what they've done to every team this season. They do have some flash ability, but they're not incredibly flashy. They like to rely on their offensive and defensive lines and put points up without you even knowing.
Big stop there by Zadusky, Cole Zadusky, the senior.
And I would assume they're going to try to run one more player head to halftime here.
They're going to halftime. They're going to pack it in and go to halftime. Unless they're going to call a timeout with a couple seconds left. Nope. That's going to do it for the first half. Webb leads Franklin Christian 31-8. We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be right back. Welcome to the second half, or to the halftime report, rather. James Shannon, Isaiah Austin, we're excited to show you this right here. We have a brand new sponsor for our halftime report at Star Physical Therapy. We can Coach Forrest. Oh, getting a little FaceTime. We're so excited about having Star Physical Therapy on board. That's a huge, huge sponsor, and we're very, very thankful to them. But Isaiah, we were talking about it a second ago. The score really does not indicate the way the game has gone so far.
No, take away those returns. That's 17 points on the board for Webb. And say FCA scores when they got down to the 10-yard line and got that penalty, the offense got stagnant. We could see a 17-16 game right now. But it's just unfortunate for the FCA and the Webb School taking advantage of just these tiny, tiny, tiny opportunities and capitalizing.
And they're not having as many. John Buchanan is not having as many opportunities, of course, with a solid Webb defense and an FCA offensive line that struggles. Had a great game last week, had a great game against Franklin Classical, as well as St. Andrews Sewanee. But, you know, Buchanan still is making his presence known no matter what.
Yeah, Buchanan coming off a 200-plus yard rushing game and 4 touchdowns against St. Andrews Sewanee. Or, excuse me, that was earlier in the season. That wasn't last week.
No,
but
that was Riverside last week.
But he rushed for multiple touchdowns against Riverside last week, him versus John Trahan. So we knew coming into this game he was going to be juiced. He was going to be ready to go. And he's played strong, but this defensive line is holding their own throughout the game. A few holes have opened up, but so far Buchanan has had a tough time getting going consistently. A few big runs. But
and it's hard to determine which one has been more impressive, the Webb offense, defense, or special teams.
Why can't we just all give them a participation trophy?
We don't do participation. Anyways, I would argue they have one of the best special teams in the conference.
Yeah, I would agree.
Between Frey returning, who's already had a kick return, you had a field goal, extra points. They're a great punt from Henry Morton. So in terms of special teams, that's that third aspect that a lot of teams just overlook. They either onside kick it or don't pay attention to punts, but that's a very important part of the game, and it gave them 9 points tonight so far.
And Spoonie Sizemore, you know, they were in the red zone. They got to 4th down and about 12, and you say, oh no, well they're not going to score here. Well, out comes number 3, Spoonie Sizemore, there to drill with a 28-yard field goal. That just adds a completely different dimension to their offense. Well,
we're going to step aside. I'm going to go get a burger. I don't know. But we do want to thank Star Physical Therapy. Great sponsor. They're bringing you the halftime report. We're going to step aside about 11 minutes until the second half. Webb leads 31-8. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, brought to you by Kingdom.com.
Scotty is the son of Rosalind Garner and Scotty Garner, Sr. He's a boarding student, and this is his first year at Webb. He participates in theater, and he hopes to one day attend Yale University.
And we are back for the second half. Webb leads 31-8 over FCA. Good first half for really both teams. A lot of penalties for Webb. Kick is over the head of, well, number 10, respectively. So, kick is into the end zone. It'll be a touchback for FCA. Spoonie Sizemore, another touchback that he was able to get away.
Yeah, and if you were FCA, I mean, leaving the half, you had an opportunity about halfway through the second to put another score on the board. So now having your offense out there to start the third quarter, it could change the whole dynamic of this ball game.
And yes, it is the third quarter, Isaiah. There's the toss to Dooley. Dooley is going to get the sideline and get forced out.
Soft hands by Dooley for that short route on the outside.
There you go. Third quarter. 11:53 to go here in the ball game. Of course, he gets out of bounds. And let's see if we can't get you some updates. Last update we had at halftime, Christian Community led the Freedom Cowboys 8-0. Of course, good friend Colton Rollins. Colton Rollins saying it's a wild game. And then, of course, right after we left the booth for halftime here, we got a text, Micah DeGrude with a field goal for the Heat. And Riverside leads 16-9 at the halftime down there in Fayetteville. Sonny Reed escapes the sack. Reed sprints out to the left, one-on-one with Frey, and he'll force him out of bounds. Oh, he still got the first down. Frey did not play that well. Let's see if we can get the replay on that. Frey did not play that well. He was assuming that he was going to go out of bounds without trying to get the first down. And Sonny Reed said, not on my watch. Makes the man miss on the sack. Right here, Frey thought he was going to go out of bounds, and Reed keeps his momentum inbounds.
That's a senior
play. To pick up the first down. That is a senior play. With not a lot of playing time the last few years because of all the seniors ahead of him, and all of a sudden this year he's really stepped up to another notch.
Yeah, definitely.
Stepped it up another notch.
Gone from low playing time to the backup, now the starting quarterback, able to get a lot of production for this offense.
Oh, and the man moved. Looks like that was Davis Carpenter.
For a snap, false start, number 5. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And it'll move FCA back. A rare penalty for the Falcons. They have not taken a whole lot of them tonight.
Which is interesting. It's been the other way around. Webb has been the one dealing with penalties, which we're used to seeing Webb playing smart football, and the young FCA team making a lot of mistakes in that field. So it's interesting.
We are back to the second half here in Bell Buckle as well as up in White House. And it's still 8-0. Colts have had to punt on their opening drive. Cowboys punted as well, and the Colts had to punt it again. And Reed, no chance there. Zadusky and Onade on the stop.
Yeah, there's not much Reed can do there. Just absolutely swamped by this strong defensive line of Webb once again.
Number 2, number 8, 3, number 1.
We look ahead on the schedule, as we do every game around this time. And the Webb School remaining, of course, they're off next week for a bye week. Their only bye week of the season. They've played 7 straight games if you count the Middle Tennessee Christian game. And then after their bye week, it's rivalry week. It's Webb. It's Swanee right here at Lagler Field. And Swanee still has not won a game.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a good game out of that because that's a deep rivalry.
Reed rolls right. Has space, and Frey will bring him down.
There's just not much he can do in that situation. It seems like by the time he is out of that pocket, all 8 defenders are not guarded.
Update from White House. It's the fourth quarter. Colts 8, Cowboys nothing. That's a tight game.
I didn't think I expected that.
I did.
You expected a low-scoring game?
I expected a very close scoring game. I thought CCS would. The only question I had was the quality of wins for Freedom. But CCS has, CCS has definitely found probably their most worthy opponent this year.
Yeah, definitely. And
you got to wonder how they do with Lighthouse in a couple weeks. But
yeah, that's going to be an interesting ball game.
And of course, we were planning on being there and broadcasting it, but of course, Lighthouse ineligible for the postseason, for the playoffs, and so I don't think we're going to head to that one.
It'll still be an interesting ball game.
Still going to be a great
way.
game, yeah.
That's the last game for those seniors.
Reed looking, fires, looks for Carpenter, intercepted. To the left side, has the sideline, tries to cut back inside, but a flag on the backside of the play. That was Josh Goko, the sophomore, but a flag in the back on the play. Let's see what we've got. They laid a lick to Sonny Reed.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And Onade caught playing Clay Matthews. And so a big first down for FCA. Turns an interception return for a touchdown. It's a 6, possibly 8-point, 7-point swing. No, sir.
Yeah, that's a tough play. Again, when touchdowns are called back for useless penalties.
FCA first down at their 40.
I don't know. Did they call that after he had intercepted the ball?
Well, no, the hit was before the interception.
Gotcha. Okay.
So because of that.
Oh, so FCA has the ball right now.
FCA has the ball and it's first down. Yeah.
Wow.
Because the hit was before the interception.
How about that play? And coach is going to leave him on the field.
Well, he's a tough guy. He's a tough customer for sure. Reed is going to be in the shotgun by himself. Buchanan is out wide right in the slot. It's a 2-by-2 formation. And the pass deep. Got their feet tangled up a little bit, but it's an incomplete pass. We look at FCA coming up, and traditionally in 2 weeks, it would be the Battle of Franklin Classical, but they played that earlier on in the season, and they also have next week off, and in 2 weeks, they take on South Haven Christian, who has yet to win a game. Of course, the defending MTAC champions, they will not defend their title. But it could be a good game between FCA and South Haven Christian.
Yeah, South Haven, I can honestly say, is probably the most confusing team in MTAC history. Winless season, undefeated season, back to – oh, the ball is
Ball is out, and it's picked up by Frey, and he's going to get dragged down by Reed. But Frey at the 33 gets the ball back for Webb, and Frey gets up limping.
Stopped by number 9.
And I can make a joke here and say that Frey is still the fastest guy on the field with that limp.
I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it.
But Buchanan hit immediately. The defense jars that ball loose, and that's the second turnover on this drive, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. But I missed on South Haven. I thought they were going to be good. They did have one loss last year, of course, to Christian Community during the regular season, and that kind of threw everyone off. Everyone picked CCS. We picked CCS. And then South Haven came out 61-58, won the MTAC championship.
South Haven winless, undefeated,
winless, one loss
so
and champion.
Yeah. Oh well, that's true.
So winless, one loss and champion, and then winless again. Harris looking deep for Jenkins, touchdown.
Wow, that was a dart.
What a catch! And we will for sure get the replay on this.
Jenkins resurrecting himself after a drop late in that second quarter. Big touchdown, making a name for himself. A strong defensive game against the Heat.
Harris looked deep, and what a catch! Defender had his hand in there too. He was gonna block it. Let's get that replay one more time for the kick.
I've been so impressed with this passing game.
Harris is a freshman, man. He's going to be good. There's a lot of good freshman quarterbacks. Snap, set, kick.
That's good. That's going to be good.
Good. So Webb takes the 38-8 lead. 9:44 on the clock. Our clock is wrong. 9:44 to go in the third quarter. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, as well as Ward Marketing and Advertising. And your halftime report was brought to you by Star Physical. We're back here for this kickoff. After a great pass from Harris, kick is deep. It's going to be fielded. Heads to the left, makes a couple men miss. Frey, and he's not going to make any mistake this time, giving up the first down to Sonny Reed earlier on a drive. And
On the return, number 10.
great return, but it'll get down to about the, let's see where they spotted, about the 35-yard line,
And
I'll
again,
call it.
They're starting out with some decent field position. They can make something of this drive, but I'd be inclined to say that if they can't get anything going on this drive and Webb gets the ball back and scores, this game is all but a running clock.
Let's see if we can't get this clock up, the score updated for y'all. There you go. How you like that? 38-8, Webb School leads the FCA Falcons. Of course, 10th meeting between these two. Webb leads the series 5-4. They'll move to 6-4 in the series. Dooley takes the snap, give to Buchanan. Hull makes man miss, and he's going to get across the 35 down to the 38-yard line. Close to the first down, about 2nd and 3.
That is easily my favorite 8-man formation. You stack the box with 5 guys on the line, have an offset fullback, that kind of act a blocking fullback or an offset tight end to the left or right, and keep a back and a quarterback in the backfield and run it. It's sort of like a shotgun power O, and it opens up holes on the outside. It's hard to defend with that open field.
Sonny Reed still on the sidelines.
And they're going to line up with that again.
He's taking a couple plays off and trying to get a breather. You got Zach Dooley in there at quarterback. He'll take the snap, drops, looks, fires, screen pass, incomplete. And you could have argued. You could have made an argument on that.
I think it's too close to call in the moment for a referee, though, because I know refs aren't perfect, but that's an easy call to miss. It's hard to tell. That goes down to less than seconds on whether that contact was made before or after.
So 3rd down and 4. There is 8:46 to go here in the ball game. Our clock is off again. My fault. And Dooley, ball's out. And let's see if they're going to give it to Webb. Let's see if they give it. They're going to give it to Webb.
Yeah.
Dooley mishandled.
Interesting. Back-to-back drives with lots of fumbles inside of their own territory.
And late in the game, mistakes catching up with the Falcons. Like we said, in the 4th quarter up in White House, Colts lead the Cowboys 8-0. And I believe it's the 3rd quarter now.
And I thought FCA was playing their hearts out in the first half, but it seems like they've hit a wall here in the second half, not able to get any production going.
1st down and 10, and now they're going to bring in the backup quarterback. Another freshman, Coop. Weston Coop going to give it. And Onade to the 30, and he'll get stopped.
And they still got that offensive line in there with a flag next to Azar.
Flag is in the back. Flag is out.
Holding.
Let's see what it is.
During the play, holding number 50 of the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot, 1st down.
And again, mistakes catching up with Webb. Not catching up, but at some point it could catch up. And if it's not CCS, in a potential championship matchup,
it could be a national championship.
It could be in the national tournament.
Yeah.
If they get invited and go and play in that.
As my biased opinion, I think they should be invited, especially if they can hold their own in these playoffs.
Well, and you look across. I mean, you've still got Russell Christian from Mississippi that played Christian Community for the championship last year. Coop fires, incomplete.
When do the announcements go out, as in our weeks, like playoffs?
I would say, I think they actually try to invite the state champions.
Okay.
I believe they might send them out during the playoffs.
Was South Haven invited last year?
South Haven was invited last year, and of course a big basketball school, so they decided to decline. Yeah. They went to 3 years ago when they went undefeated. Up until they ended up having a loss in the national championship. It was 2015. But their last year in TACS, they went down to Florida and, like I said, lost in the last seconds to Life Academy out of California and a flag in the backfield.
Well, let's
see what we've got.
All right.
Before the snap, ball start, number 50 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And Azar, for every positive play, just a negative play to follow it.
Yeah, and I think this team has definitely a great shot at winning the championship this year, but those penalties are definitely going to be something that's going to need to be fixed. I don't know whether it's the team themselves that it's just a recurring issue, or if it's that they've looked down at their opponent in a way. But I don't know what the issue is. The only thing I know is that these have to be fixed.
Trips left, Coop in the shotgun by himself. One receiver right, that's Fouch. High snap, Coop fires on the screen pass, and he'll get stopped. That was number 7, Henry Moore, the senior.
Yeah, the defense just saw all over that.
No update yet from Riverside Christian hosting the Tennessee Heat or Christian Community hosting the Freedom Cowboys. We'll get those for you as soon as we can. You know what? I could have started the clock because there's 7:17 to go, 7:16 and counting. 38-8, Webb Feet leading the FCA Falcons. Webb securely on their way to locking in the number 1 seed for the playoffs in the MTAC South. And it looks like they will host the Tennessee Heat. Coop rolls right, bootleg, fires deep, looking for Moore.
Wow.
Got it. Moore, touchdown. No flags on the field, and Coop throws a touchdown, the freshman with a strike.
Man, having a backup quarterback who can throw a ball like that is the best problem that you can
have. And they're both freshmen.
Whew. Oh, my gosh.
It's an Alabama situation.
You can have
all
a
over
1-2
again.
punch at
Exactly.
quarterback.
Just let one play the first half, one play the second half.
You think he's Tua?
Well, that way you got to prepare for 2 quarterbacks every game.
I mean,
and
if he's
the
Tua,
backside of the play, so sorry about that.
Avonte Harris is amazing though. So like, those guys are just going to grow together, and I could see maybe both of them getting reps at some point, both of them being freshmen, but maybe
snap, set, Sizemore, kick, no good. Line drive, and they're going to blow it dead. And so, 6 points.
Webb extends its lead, 44-8, 6:50.
6 points for Webb. They take a 42-8 lead. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week.
I got you. And Spoonie Sizemore with the kick. He's going to bob the kick, take it at the 2-yard line. Rushing to the outside. And tripped up by his own man at the 9-yard line. It's going to be first down for the Falcons at their own 9-yard line. Back on the end zone.
On the stop for Webb is number 10, Elijah Fouch.
And again, we're going to step aside. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. And we are back here in Bell Buckle.
Sonny Reed back in the lineup.
Reed,
that
ball is out.
Loose. That might be
Webb.
That might be Webb. It is Webb.
Webb recovers inside the 5. That's a killer.
And it's not even like Webb is constantly trying to run up the score. Just FCA is just giving them the ball.
Well, we are in Mercy Rule territory. It's a 36-point lead for Webb. So the Mercy Rule is in effect.
That clock is going to continue to run until that 35-point deficit is erased.
Quick update from Fayetteville. Brandon Goolsby in the third quarter. Touchdown run. Micah DeGrood with the extra point. We're tied up at 16.
And I knew we were going to have a good game in Fayetteville, but I don't think anybody could have expected this.
And the Cowboys up in White House, Colts forced to punt, but the Cowboys are going to start on their 1-yard line. So let's see if the Colts can get a safety, make it a 10-0 game. Coop takes the snap from the shotgun, pitch to Anade, and he's going to get stopped by host of Falcons. What's the name for multiple Falcons? A flock?
I feel like that's so wrong.
A flock of Falcons.
It feels so that's just so wrong. What? I don't know what it is about it.
What do you call a group of knights?
An army. No, that sounds wrong too. The Crusades?
Crusaders. No, that's Hendersonville. Of course, a running clock here with the mercy rule happening. 44-8. Webb leads the Franklin Christian Academy. Coop in the shotgun, flanked on either side. High snap. He's going to keep it to the left. Has space, and he's in for the touchdown.
Tua.
Left side, quarterback keeper.
They got two quarterbacks here. Their backup quarterback is coming in and keeping up the same production that Harris left. Both guys playing fantastic so far. The Webb School has jumped up to a huge lead.
Here's your replay.
Looks like we got a new kicker out there, and he's an 8th grader.
Patrick Sissom.
An 8th grader kicking the field goal.
There you go.
Let's see about it.
Hey, listen, Sizemore's a senior. And you got to have a guy come in and kick it. And,
and Azar still snapping the ball, so he has every opportunity to make this one.
Snap to Fouch, set, kick, Sissom, misses. It's blocked. Maybe just a hair too small to get that leg elevation to get the ball over the line.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. How the offense is looking now. If this FCA offense gives the ball back, I don't see this offense having any shot of slowing down right now.
No. Rolling for sure. I don't know why the clock has stopped.
I think, no, it shouldn't stop. It shouldn't stop.
It doesn't stop except for timeouts and injuries. But regardless, the clock is stopped, and so are we. We're gonna. We'll keep going.
We'll roll with it.
We'll roll with it. 50-8. Webb with a resounding lead and a big win, like we said.
I think this clock needs to be running, or this score is going to be incredibly lopsided. And I played in the league for 4 years. I believe the rule was 35 points, and it runs instead of timeouts or injuries.
Deep kickoff, and it won't go into the end zone, but it will roll out of bounds. And they're going to move them up to the 35. A good break for FCA.
That would have been an amazing punt.
Exactly. Well, folks, we're really excited. Tomorrow, you're not going to want to miss it. It's 1 p.m. Central, of course, 2 p.m.
Free kick out of bounds. Free kick out of bounds. Kicking. Ball will be placed on the 35-yard line. First down, White.
Like I said, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central.
Do not forget, just say 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Central.
1 p.m. is when you're going to want to tune in. It's going to be 2 p.m. our time. 1 p.m. is all you need to know. Tennessee School for the Deaf, they're 1-1. They're hosting Georgia School for the Deaf. I don't know their standing, so we'll have to say. I think Georgia School for the Deaf actually only has like 12 guys on the roster, and Tennessee only has maybe 15. So
yeah, but another guy's out for the season on Tennessee.
Yeah, another guy knocked out from what I heard the other day from the coach. So
an all-star candidate. It's tough.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be a great matchup. Something else tomorrow? It's the last day. There's a pass intercepted, intended for Reed, intercepted by Moore. Moore cuts left. Looking, trying to find the corner. He has the sideline in for the touchdown.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. 4 straight turnovers for the Falcons. I say you need to run it up the middle and try to get out of here as soon as possible because this Webb team is strong. They are on fire right now.
And let's get the replay. The interception looks like he was looking for Reed. That was Dooley. And just underthrown, and Moore came back to the ball faster than Reed did.
But you see what I mean by the silent killers. You know, it's
contributors everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. You see there the cornerback is contributing to the offensive firepower. It's
And
just
Sissom going to try it again. Let's see if he can get it up this time.
I'm rooting
get
for
it up
him.
above the get it up above the offensive line.
Do it for the 8th graders.
Snap, set, kick, blocked.
Man, I hope for his sake he gets another shot.
Well, and like we said, he's only in 8th grade,
Yeah.
freshman year. He's going to be the kicker for Webb, potentially for 4 years. And he'll have a shot at doing it. We're going to step aside. Webb leads Franklin Christian Academy 56-8. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Kingdom.com, the ministry technology providers. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com. Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, as well as Ward Marketing and Advertising. Sizemore. Kick is down. It won't go out of bounds. They'll have to pick it up and return it. And they'll just run it out of bounds around, hard to tell, on the far side. Maybe about the 15, maybe? Maybe.
See, as it's a blowout, I'll give a funny story. So last year, I was on FCS. We were playing against FCA. And my coach says, go in there at kick return. Me, at kick return. And Cole Warren, our quarterback, who tore his ACL, so on the sideline, he whispers over to me, if you try to hurdle somebody, I will give you $50. I got down in my 2-point stance. I was ready to go. The ball did not come to me.
Oh, man.
You would have seen an attempted hurdle against
I would have paid to see that.
FCA's starting kick team.
I would have paid to see that.
I probably would have tore my ACL.
It's possible. It's possible. There's Reed with the keeper to the left.
Oh, he's got wide open space.
And he'll run out of bounds. Forced out of bounds by Moore. And it looks like Goko on there. Well, folks, tomorrow is your last day that you can vote for your favorite players to get into the 2018 Extreme All-Star Game, the 3rd annual Extreme All-Star Game hosted at Fort Bluff Camp up in Dayton, Tennessee. And
we have a lot of votes.
I think we're at 30. There's a lot of votes. I think we're around 2,000 votes.
We've gotten over 2,000.
Y'all are incredible.
Nearing 3,000.
Y'all just keep it up. Like we said, tomorrow's the last day to vote, and then we'll sit down on Sunday. We'll tally up votes. We'll sort out votes, and then we'll send out invitations on Monday. And we will also, well, we'll see what happens. We do have coaches in the works. We do have alumni captains in the works. It's all coming. There's Reed rolling out right. He's trying to look for somebody, wants to, and he's going to get hit. Ran out of real estate and just had no more time to look.
I'm surprised the ball didn't come popping out.
Isaiah, here's an update from White House. Rally to Pew, 34 yards, 2-point conversion is good.
Who
Christian
else?
Community 16, Freedom Cowboys nothing. Christian Community on the edge of moving to 8-0.
You know,
second straight year of doing that.
When Christian Community's having a tough game or having a tough time getting productivity on offense, who else from Rally to Pew? That's how they get their offense in the stretch.
You look at special teams. We talked about it at halftime. Of course, Webb, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. You know what? We need something to talk about in the 4th quarter. That's what we'll talk about. At the end of the 3rd quarter, Webb leads Franklin Christian Academy 56-8. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry Franklin Christian Academy back on offense. Ball spotted about the 29-yard line. Reed is going to take the snap, and Buchanan will have 0 real estate. He'll get dropped about the 21-yard line.
And it looks like that's not Buchanan. That's number 30.
My mistake. Buchanan here on the sidelines.
Looks like Andy Reed, the sophomore.
Well, Isaiah, we talk about special teams, and, of course, Spoonie Sizemore, great kicker. Micah DeGrood for the Tennessee Heat, really good kicker. David Adams or Dan Adams, rather, from Christian Community. He kicks for them as well. You've got Gabe Stevens from Swanee who kicks, Riley Davis who kicks extra points. So the number of teams actually kicking extra points has really gone up.
Yeah,
and South Haven Christian does it as well.
It kind of used to be a unsaid rule that an 8-man you go for it, but now with all these teams kicking field goals, you know the teams that kick field goals, those are, for the most part, very successful teams.
Reed rolls right, has space, and he'll get forced out of bounds by Moore. Good show of sportsmanship there on the backside.
Yeah, I hope this stays clean because there's no excuse for a late hit at this point in the game.
Well, folks, of course, you're watching tonight. Tomorrow, we mentioned 1 p.m., we're going to have Georgia School for the Deaf at Tennessee School for the Deaf. And then on Sunday, you're not going to want to miss Extreme Radio, brought to you by Grace Point Healthcare or presented by Grace Point Healthcare. Either way, 4 p.m. Sunday, live right here on our YouTube channel. It's going to be good. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to get to.
Yep.
Everything from the playoff situation and who's eligible, who's not, the results of tonight's and tomorrow's games. We'll preview next week's games. I think we've got another 3 or 4 games, a little bit lighter slate. Next week, some schools getting off for fall break, and we'll get a timeout.
Timeout FCA.
Yeah, Coach Adams headed to the field. Looks like a timeout.
Timeout. White.
And we'll step aside. 10:04 to go in the fourth quarter. This is the Kingdom.com Extreme.
Come on.
Audio has been muted, by the way. So you had a shot of Coach Jeff Murphy, 6-0. Great job in his first year, along with Jason Bragg and Judd Powers. There's a snap from Coop. Fires and caught, and he was drilled. He was so focused. He was trying to catch it and turn and run at the same time, trying to focus on retaining the ball, and he just got popped.
Yeah, that was a hard hit.
Stop.
Who was that on defense?
It looked like number 30, Andy Reid, maybe.
Oh, wow. Andy Reid's been everywhere tonight. He's been a bright spot for this team. Sonny and Andy Reid have been the bright spot for this team. We saw John Buchanan in the first and second quarter. Seems to be having some sort of probably a hamstring issue. Just very, very tight stretch out before the game and during the game. So hopefully he can get back into full strength as they play South Haven. South Haven. And they'll be able to be full strength.
Coop in the shotgun. Option to the right. And that's number 20, Adam Klunder, and he'll make a couple men miss.
That's going to be a
he'll
first
get brought
down.
Down at the 20, and it will be a first down.
This might be the last drive of the game.
Let's get you an update from Fayetteville. The senior, John Trahan, 25-yard run, 2-point conversion is good. And Riverside Christian leads the Tennessee Heat. Well, if I could do my math correct, that would be 24-16.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we're in the fourth quarter right now in that ball game.
I mean, I knew it was going to be a good game, but they seem to have been neck and neck the entire game down there.
Snap, handed, started to the right, came back inside a little bit, and he's going to get stuffed. And that looks like number 32, Calvin Chin.
Calvin Chin over right side.
So a great stop there on the Webb School.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we're watching the last drive here. It might score, might get stopped, but I think we've seen the majority of this game so far.
And FCA, like we said, FCA and Webb both off next week. And then Webb will host St. Andrew Swanee. Battle of the Boards. Swanee only about 30 minutes down the road. Massive rivalry, great rivalry game over the years. And, of course, Swanee will come here. Swanee looking for their first win tomorrow as they take on Franklin Classical, who is also looking for their first win. Franklin Christian off next week, and then they'll play South Haven Christian the last week of the season. Here's a roll by Coop. Flag on the backside of the play. He'll get forced out of bounds, maybe around the 10-yard line. And let's see what the call is.
During the play, holding number 58 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Let's get Isaiah to pan over. And that's Steve Adams. He's going to move to 8-10 overall as a head coach, 6-4 last year in the Falcons' third-place finish. Of course, losing a heartbreaking playoff game to Christian Community, and then coming right here and, well, they beat Webb for the last game of the year, and so they started off the year with a one-game winning streak. But FCA struggling a little bit more this year, and Webb has had a big win. One
thing that I'd say about Adams that for most people it takes a lot of learning and training to be able to have this skill, but he is so good at boosting players' momentum and working with what he has to offer.
Before the snap, ball start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
He's good at seeing what he has in his players, motivating them and pushing them to be their best. And we see this team is a completely different team than they were the first week of the season. Letting Bowling Green score 78 points on them, to being able to compete with Riverside, beat Classical, beat Swanee. You know, this team has really overperformed our expectations.
Coop fires deep in and out of the hands of his intended target.
And that could have easily been the 9th score of the ball game for the Webb School.
Update from Fayetteville. Carter Sutton, a sack and safety in the end zone. And it's 24-18. Riverside leads the Heat. They were tied at 16. Riverside a touchdown and a 2-point. And safety, so now it's only down by 6.
Great ball game. So we got the freshman quarterback going under center, shotgun formation, one man to his right. Going to have motion on the right. Snaps it. Hands it off. And he's going to fight. Oh, the ball is loose. And it looks like Zach Dooley of FCA recovering the fumble and getting the ball at their own 26-yard line.
The Falcons are going to get one more shot at it. One more shot at putting a score on the board. And potentially,
so I don't know if you're aware of this rule, but maybe you could clear something up. Why is the clock running now if it stops after a touchdown?
It's a very good question. That's a very good question. By the way, clock is only at 2:25 and counting. Our clock is off by about double that. But make sure y'all tune into our Instagram. Instagram Live. We'll go live after the game. That's actually Isaiah's about to head down, and we'll go live. We'll get an interview with Webb head coach Jeff Murphy. There's a reverse. On the right side, makes a man miss, stays on his feet. Stiff arm across the 40 down to the 41. He'll pick up a first down. And Isaiah's about to head down to hop on to Instagram Live. We'll get you a post-game report, get you an interview with Coach Jeff Murphy, and get you a recap and a preview of tomorrow. So Isaiah's headed down there now. So make sure you hop over to our Instagram, where also in the bio you can find a link to vote for your favorite player for the 2018 Extreme All-Star Game. That's right. Devereaux out left, wide left. Reed fumbled the snap, and then the ball is down at the 35-yard line. Under a minute to go in the ball game, and Webb is going to pick up a massive win. They're going to lock in #1 seed in the South. They're going to host the Tennessee Heat 3 weeks from tonight in the semifinals of the MTAC playoffs. And we're going to get a timeout here for FCA.
White.
Timeout FCA.
Again, want to thank all of y'all for tuning in and watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology providers, Grace Point Healthcare, Modern Medicine the Old-Fashioned Way, TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies, Inc., and Ward Marketing and Advertising. Falcon down on the far side of the field. That looks like Noah Shoa, sophomore. Looks like he's a little banged up on the play. So they're going to go two receivers wide left. Reed is in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks, rolls right. Still looking. Runs out of his real estate, and he'll go out of bounds. Clock will continue to run. 56-8. Webb is going to pick up the massive victory.
23 seconds left in the game.
They'll move to 6-0 like we said. FCA still struggling. 2 wins on the year. And they'll pick up their 6th loss of the year. FCA trying to get this one last playoff. 4, 3, 2, 1. He got it off. He got the snap off. They're going to fire up a Hail Mary deep, and it's incomplete. And that is going to be your ball game. The Webb School. Sorry, I didn't move the camera there. Webb School is going to move to 6-0, still unbeaten, #1 in the South. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Isaiah, Austin, myself, we'll see you tomorrow. 1 p.m., Georgia School for the Deaf, Tennessee School for the Deaf. Folks, you're not going to want to miss it. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night.